For anyone who's spent time in older homes, historical buildings, or even carefully preserved storage rooms, that musty, damp smell can feel unavoidable. It creeps in through wood, stone, and plaster, hiding in corners, closets, and attics. Yet, there's one simple habit that can stop it completely, and it's something you can apply today without expensive tools or complicated systems. Keep a consistent flow of fresh air moving through your space. The single most effective method to eliminate damp and musty odors is controlling airflow. Stagnant air allows moisture to settle on surfaces, creating mold, mildew, and that familiar heavy smell. By introducing a continuous flow of fresh air, you disrupt the cycle before it starts. This doesn't require industrial fans or dehumidifiers, although they can help in extreme cases. Even small adjustments, when done consistently, make a huge difference over time. The key is strategic ventilation. Open windows or vents at opposite ends of a room to create cross-ventilation. If your room has limited windows, a small fan positioned to push air from one side to the other can achieve the same effect. In basements or attics, where airflow is naturally restricted, consider adding a simple vent or leaving doors slightly ajar to encourage air movement. The principle is always the same. Keep air moving so moisture doesn't linger long enough to settle into materials. Air circulation isn't just a one-time fix. Make it a daily habit. Early morning or late evening is often ideal, as the outdoor air tends to be cooler and less humid. A brief 10 to 15-minute airing each day can prevent moisture from accumulating in fabrics, wooden furniture, and books. This is especially useful in historical preservation, where artifacts and old paper materials are highly susceptible to mold. When you open windows, don't just crack them. Create a channel where air can flow through the room. Even in tight urban spaces, slightly opening two windows on opposite walls can transform a stagnant room into a dry, breathable environment. Over time, this habit conditions your space to resist dampness naturally, reducing the need for chemical dehumidifiers or odor-neutralizing sprays. For historical spaces or prepper storage, airflow alone may not always be enough. Combine your air habit with natural moisture absorbers like rock salt, charcoal, or silica gel packets. Place these near known damp spots, such as cellar corners or behind wardrobes. The air you move through the room will carry excess moisture to these absorbers, creating a self-reinforcing system. This method is subtle but extremely effective. It's how museums and archival facilities keep old documents and wooden artifacts from developing that heavy, oppressive smell. In practice, you could place a few containers of coarse rock salt in an attic where humidity tends to rise. As you establish a daily airing routine, the airflow will draw moisture into the salt, keeping the room drier overall. The result is a space that smells clean, feels comfortable, and protects everything inside from long-term damage. Air circulation only works if surfaces are dry to begin with. Inspect areas prone to dampness, like windowsills, basements, or behind furniture, and wipe down moisture as you notice it. Even minor water accumulation can feed mold and odors if left unchecked. Your daily airflow habit will then reinforce these efforts, rather than struggle against persistent wet spots. Clothes and bedding in historical or prepper storage areas also benefit. Avoid packing fabrics tightly in boxes without airflow. If you're storing period clothing, quilts, or blankets, leave space for air to circulate. Even a small gap of a few inches between stacks can prevent the musty odor from settling in. Rotate fabrics regularly as you ventilate the room to maintain uniform dryness. One of the most overlooked benefits of this simple air habit is prevention. For historians, collectors, and survivalists, keeping your storage areas ventilated before damp issues appear is far more effective than trying to fix a problem after it's established. For example, a wooden chest in a basement can remain odor-free for decades if it's regularly exposed to moving air and paired with a small moisture absorber. Even spaces that historically develop mold quickly can remain clean with this routine. Think of it as a maintenance habit, a small daily or weekly effort that preserves the integrity of your items. It's a low-cost, low-effort strategy that fits seamlessly into any historical or prepper lifestyle. Once it becomes second nature, musty smells become a thing of the past, and your storage areas remain usable and comfortable year-round. Apply airflow in all critical areas. This habit works in every part of your home or storage network. In basements, attics, closets, and even rooms with old plaster or stone walls, regular ventilation combined with moisture absorption prevents odors before they start. Open vents, crack windows, or position fans strategically. Rotate stored fabrics and check corners for hidden moisture. Over time, the space becomes self-regulating. Dampness struggles to establish itself, and the air stays clean and breathable. By integrating this single habit into your routine, you are effectively using a historically proven technique. Builders, farmers, and households for centuries relied on airflow to keep living and storage spaces healthy long before modern dehumidifiers existed. It's practical, sustainable, and completely accessible. Eliminating damp and musty odors doesn't have to be complicated. With one simple habit, consistent strategic airflow, you can prevent moisture from settling and stop odors before they start. Combine this with moisture absorbers, regular surface checks, and proper storage spacing, and your rooms, attics, and basements will stay dry, clean, and comfortable. This method is timeless, cost-effective, and perfectly suited for anyone who cares about preservation, history, and self-reliance. If you found this guide useful, don't forget to subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles for more practical historical skills and survival tips. Share it with fellow enthusiasts who want to preserve their homes, artifacts, and storerooms for years to come.